Hey everybody, welcome back to another episode of the Gamers Lounge podcast. My name is John Meadows. With me as always, Robert and Nathaniel. No Eric tonight. He's out camping somewhere trying not to get eaten by bear. I don't know.
What a loser. We all know we're kids.
I don't know. He was like, I'm camping this weekend. I'm like, that sounds terrible.
It's not fun. I don't understand.
I don't either.
Camping is fun, you crazy people.
I don't know. It's not fun around here when it's 100 degrees.
I mean, I like a
yes.
good campfire, but I want somewhere nice to sleep.
Well, yeah. I can have a campfire in my backyard if I want, and then
Yeah,
sleep in
see,
my
that's
bed
good.
at night. So
You got it.
I don't know. It's not for me. I know a lot of people do like camping, but he didn't say what kind of camping it was. Was it tent camping? Was it in an RV? Was it in was it just a sleeping bag in the dirt? I don't know.
Yeah, under the stars. Totally.
I don't know. It's probably raining where he's at anyway, so I wouldn't want to go camping, but whatever. But that's not what we were here for, to talk about camping. That's another podcast.
We're the Camping Lounge podcast.
That's the RV
Yeah.
podcast where we all RV.
The camping lounge does sound comfortable.
That kind of does, doesn't it? Oh.
It's some really insane RV product that we're going to start selling, the camping lounge.
Oh, man. I tell you, if it would make money and I could do it, I would.
Visit our store for more information.
Yeah, there you go.
You only need 3 generators for all the lighting. It's fine.
It's fine. It's no big deal. It's no big deal at all. No big deal.
It looks kind of like Vegas in the middle of the woods. It's great.
Oh, that would be cool. I could deal with that. I was driving down the road and somebody had put like lights in the bottom of their tree. It was like you're just driving down the road out in the country and all of a sudden here's all these people sitting around the bottom of the tree with all these lights, and I'm like, okay, that's weird. It looks like it kind of like you said, kind of looks like Vegas in the woods. It's like,
Well, see, you want to confuse forest animals as much as possible.
well, that would do it. As if they don't get confused enough as it is. Especially around here. Good Lord. But anyway, we're not here to talk about camping. We're here to talk about video games.
Camping Simulator 17 is coming out this fall. You heard it here first?
Yeah,
You joke, but I bet there will be one, or there already is. We're just unaware of it.
it would not surprise me. It's probably brought to you by the same people that do the farming simulator game. You know, they do all kinds of simulator games. So it would not surprise me in the least if they said, hey, we're coming out with some other kind of camping crazy simulator, and it would probably sell. But what do I know? I'm not. Whatever.
Yep.
All right, so let's just talk about what we've been playing and things we've been doing gaming wise. Who wants to go first? I mean, I could go first. I played
Mine's super short, so I don't know where you want to put me.
Mine is super short too. Did either of you guys do the arms?
No, I
beta
couldn't
thing?
fit it into my schedule. I wanted to. Tell me all about it.
It's all right.
Their arms.
Yeah,
It's all right.
It's a fight. It's a fighting game. To me, that was it. It was a fighting game. I went online and got wrecked about 17 times because apparently this game has been in the wild for a while with some reviewers or something, because there was like some level 35 guys I was playing.
What the shit?
Yeah, it was just like I walked in and was like, I don't know. To me, it's it's a cool game. The graphics are awesome. I can see a lot of people having fun with it, and it'll make a bunch of money. It's just not for me.
Is there any hint of the story mode, how that'll be?
No, there was no hint. There was just a little tutorial, and then you got online to play, and that was it. That was all there was to it. There was no story thing. Apparently, there's going to be a true demo come out, and it's going to have some of the story elements in it. I don't know. I mean, you could modify your guy and pick different arms. Like you could do a boxing arm with like this weird robotic chain-like arm or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, it was all right, but I didn't care for it. But I don't care for fighting games much anymore, because especially ones that use motion, because usually it's just somebody sitting there going.
Well, did
Well,
you
you can
try
turn
it
that off,
without
right?
motion? Yeah.
I did. I tried it without motion, but I could tell when I was playing people who were using motion, because they were just flailing their arm
All over the place?
Yeah, they were just all over the place, and you could not.
It's like the equivalent of button mashing.
Yeah, I mean, literally, that's what it was. You can just button mash on that game, or just flail your arms, and I don't know.
Run around like Kermit the Frog with your hands in the air.
Yeah, exactly. I don't know. It just wasn't for me. I know a lot of people were really super excited about it and was like, "Oh, it's a great game." You know, it was.
I think it looks funny, cool. I think it's going to be well made. I just think it's not a game that I'm going to play.
Yeah,
it doesn't have to be forever.
Similar to my feelings on Mario Kart, and also like Splatoon is like they look like cool games, but I know I'm not going to be spending time playing it, so I'm just not gonna buy it because I know what I'm, in the mood for, that kind of stuff.
Splatoon, I might. I never played it on the Wii U.
I enjoy Splatoon, but the online isn't enough for me. The single player has to make some moves.
Well, and I don't know what kind of single player stuff they're going to have this time around. If they're going to.
Did you see the trailer?
Yes, I did. I saw that trailer,
and it looked all right, but it still didn't like. I mean, there's no story, at least not much of one.
Yeah.
You know what Splatoon needs? It needs Mario from Mario Sunshine with Flood to clean up all the points.
Yeah, that would be awesome.
Yeah. They should do a Mario Sunshine Splatoon crossover.
Yeah, that would be cool. I would play that. I would play that in a heartbeat.
Instead of the Rabbids.
Yeah.
Oh, that weird looking thing.
Yeah, that thing looks weird.
But that's not Nintendo doing it. That's Ubisoft, I'm pretty sure.
Yeah, I think so. I think you're right.
I mean, Nintendo had to give them the license.
Well, yeah, but they're not the one making it.
Yeah, I don't know. Arms will be really cool. It'll sell a ton. Kids will love it. There'll be it's just not for me. And that's kind of what I figured going into it. I was like, it looks really cool.
Well, I mean, Arms is totally Splatoon just for fighting games. It's like, let's take this genre and then aim it down to younger demographic.
Yeah, I mean, to me, the whole premise of the game online was grab your opponent and then just flail as hard as you can, and then grab your opponent and flail as hard. I mean, there were some matches I literally walked in and just died. I never got a punch in. It was just like, what the crap is going on?
I'm in a contest to maybe get a digital copy, so we'll see how that goes.
Yeah,
maybe it'll surprise me.
Yeah, I mean. And you might like it. I don't know. I don't care for fighting games anymore. I don't care for Street Fighter. I don't care for Tekken.
I have Injustice that I haven't played. I'm looking forward to maybe one day getting a free moment to delve into that.
Yeah, I mean, I played the first Injustice game. I just played the story, and the story was really interesting. And I liked it a lot,
I mean, I play Injustice for the story.
Yeah, and that's the only thing. I would like to play Injustice, but I'm not paying $60 just to play it for 2 or 3 hours, however long the story took. It didn't take very long before, but
you need to buy it just so that you can put Superman in a silly hat.
I'm waiting. I figured Redbox would have it by now, but apparently I don't know if they're going to get it at all or not. I haven't seen it. It's like, well, that would be a good night rental. I could play it for 3 hours, beat the story, and then take it back and be like, yeah, it's a good game.
You could just watch the videos on YouTube.
I could, but I like to play it. I mean, I don't like to watch the story videos on YouTube. So. But yeah, I mean, the only other thing I played, I finally sat down and tried that Hellfire game out for the Genesis that I picked up a couple of weeks ago. Oh my god, that thing is hard. That's one of the hardest friggin' shoot 'em ups I've ever played. It's ridiculously hard. In fact, they give you 25 continues on easy at the beginning. And it's like, okay, this is going to be bad if they give you 25 continues right off the bat. I literally never got through the first level, and I went through all 25 continues. So then I just went, you know what? Fine. I just popped it in the Retron 5, turned Invincibility on, and I played it and went, you know what? The level design is really cool on this game. It looks really neat. I like it. I mean, it is. And then it was like, okay, well, now I've seen how the ending was. And what do? They just turn around and they roll you into hard mode. And then when you beat hard mode, they roll you into another hard mode. They call it. I
thought you were going to say you unlock the easier mode after you beat hard mode.
There's easy, hard, and are you serious mode is what they call it. Oof. And each of them have 3 different endings. And when you're invincible and you're just playing, I'm going, I don't know how anybody could beat this game. Just playing through it normally without using any kind of cheats or anything. It's like, I don't even understand. And that's what I like about the Retron. It's like I can play these old games and just turn the invincibility on and go, man, that was really cool. I don't know how people did it, but it was really cool. Just to see.
It's the only game you have for a year.
Yeah, I guess.
You get good at it.
Yeah. but you know, it was, oh my gosh. I mean, yeah, exactly, Spinner. I mean, I played it. If I'd have bought that game back in the day for $50, $60, however much it cost, and couldn't get past that first level, which I'm guessing is probably why that game looked mint condition, like it just came off the shelf. Because probably when they bought it as a kid, they went, "Oh my gosh, this is hard. I will never play it again," and they just stuck it back on the shelf. But you know, his loss was my game. Because I mean, I like it. It's really cool, and I like shoot 'em ups. I'm not very good at shoot 'em ups, but I like shoot 'em ups, and I do enjoy watching them. So, but yeah, it's
clickety clack.
It's like just unbelievable.
Angry typing.
How hard it is.
You got a mechanical keyboard over there, Nathaniel?
I do actually.
Yeah, I could feel the goodness in my bones.
I have a steel series, the one that you pull the. I can pull the entire keyboard out and then put another keyboard in with a whole different layout of buttons. I mean, I don't know if that's a mechanical keyboard. I call it mechanical because I can take it apart.
No, it has to do with how the switches work.
I know. But that's all I've been playing. I haven't had much time to play a ton of stuff. So what have you been playing, Robert? Well, since yours is short too. Well,
I've been playing more Zelda. Finally got a minute. I did like 4 more shrines, 5 more shrines, and finally got enough hearts to get spoilers, the Master Sword.
Yeah.
And,
there's a Master Sword in this game.
Right.
Next thing you're gonna tell me there's a Ganon or something and a Zelda in this Zelda game.
What is a Ganon?
Some kind of shield too, isn't there?
Yeah, I don't know. It's weird. It's like there's a princess. Anyway, I finally got the Master Sword and fooled around with it for a few minutes. I'm a little underwhelmed by the shooting attack that it does.
How do you do that?
You act like
every
you're
time the tooltip comes up, it on like the menus, it goes away. So I never figured out how to do it.
Yeah, it's just R bumper, like because they're not gonna let you throw your weapon. They don't want
yeah.
So that you just you do like a little like white, almost like an air attack. It's weird. It barely does anything. It just kind of like knocks them back.
I think I did it one time. I don't think I ever used it any other time. When
I was going to spam it. I was like, oh, I'm going to shoot everybody and not have to worry about arrows. And it doesn't kill anything. I was like, are you kidding me? Like, I couldn't even kill a sheep with the dang thing. But sword's cool. Glad I have it. I'm glad it doesn't actually take up an inventory slot in your bag. It's its own thing.
Yeah, that was cool.
Yeah. I made sure I had an open slot anyway.
Oh, I didn't. I filled it up so it would just have. I was like, no, I'm not going to open a slot and see what happens. And it just made a slot. I was like, all right, that's cool. What do? Pull it out and go, whoops, I don't have room to hold it. Let me just stick it back in the ground.
Put it back in there.
That would be awesome.
No hearts left. You're at like the last quarter of your heart.
I tell you what, though, of all the... Well, you haven't beat the game yet, but of all the cinematics, I think the Master Sword cinematic is still my favorite. I wished I would.
It's a good one.
Yeah, I wished I'd have had it hooked up to an Elgato or something so I could record it. Of course, I know I could go back to find it on YouTube and watch it, but
it's not really that way. It's fine. It was okay. No big deal. Michelle's been playing a ton of Zelda, so she's had so much more gaming time than me. She like every Saturday she's spending like 8 hours in Zelda while I'm working, and I'm just like, I get the breakdown on my phone of how much time you've spent on this system, right? She's like, what?
Well, you can turn it off. Just lock her out of it.
Know. She doesn't. Well, I don't care. I just think it's fun.
No, just lock her out of it one time. Just see what happens. It's like one time when I realized that I could remote play certain videos. I think it was Plex or something on my PC, and the wife had a couple girlfriends over, and I actually flipped it up and played whatever I wanted on it extremely loud.
Oh no!
And they couldn't figure out how to turn it off. So
start playing creepy moments from horror movies.
I really wanted to play something else. I just didn't have any on my computer, and I wasn't going to download any. But you know what I was saying.
She's like, you can't get the Master Sword. And I was like, why? She's like, I wanted to get it before you. I was like, oh, I'm so sorry.
Yeah, that was
so you do everything before me.
Yeah, I that was the first thing I had to have because I was just like I was tired of weapons breaking down all the time. So
yeah, that's really the only reason I got it for. It's just I don't have to worry about anything now.
Yeah,
I don't use it that much. I use it when I was fighting like guardians and stuff. But usually I'm using a lot of the other swords because you have all the different elemental ones you can get, stuff like that, or spears. And when you get some of the upper level weapons, they don't break like immediately like sticks do.
Right.
So you can use them for a while. Especially when you get the ones that you start picking up that they have the increased durability, little modifiers and stuff on them. They last a lot longer.
Yeah. And then once you figure out that some of them pop right back up in the same place where you found them, it's like, well, after it breaks, I'll go back and wander back that way and go grab it.
I'll just get another one real quick.
Yeah. But anyway.
Yeah, but it's like if you upgrade your inventory even just a few times with the seeds for weapons, you're swimming in them for the rest of the game. You can have so many on your person at any given time. Yeah, I probably got like 12 items on me. I forget. I haven't played Zelda in a while, but lots and lots of things to stab with.
Yeah, I haven't either. I haven't played it. Yeah, I haven't played it since I finished it. So I'm just kind of waiting on the DLC at this point.
I still haven't finished it. I should.
Nah. Finish it. Because they just start you back over right where you go in, so it's not like you can't go and do it again if you want.
Yeah, and I've got like 90-something shrines, so I still got plenty of those to go find at some point when I want to get back into it. So.
Yeah, I could do that too, and I just haven't because I think I've got I don't know how many shrines. I don't even remember where I left off at. I think I had 70 or 80. I don't remember.
There's some of the shrines that are like really long puzzle things that are really fun. There's like very few of them. Most of them are just a short 1 or 2 room thing, but the few that are like several rooms, I really like those.
Yeah, I do too. I kind of like those a lot too. Part of me wants to go back and replay it, but it's like, I don't know.
You can always go back and replay it at some point. You don't have to right away right now.
I guess, but I kind of want to right now.
Well, then do it. Nobody's stopping.
I don't know if I want to put another. I don't know if I want to put another 120 hours.
Then don't put another however many hours you want into it.
That's the trouble. It would end up being another 120 hours. That's the problem.
It's a perfect game for just going in and messing around and just doing a few random things, and that's all you have to do.
And it is. And there's still lots that I hadn't, finished anyway. So, there were still a few little side quests that I hadn't done and things like that I'll go back and do eventually. So,
shout out to Shashful in the chat. We got this awesome gem downloading right now. I don't know if you can see that.
Oh, the magic card thing.
Oh man.
Yeah, I've been playing a little bit of that. It's okay. It's a little.
I didn't even know this existed.
Yeah, it came out
I don't even know what that is.
It's pretty much Pokemon, but you only get it's a jumping Magikarp. That's all it is, and you see how high your Magikarp will jump against other people's Magikarp.
Oh, my Magikarp is gonna jump.
Oh, that just sounds
so
riveting.
high.
Oh yeah, I played it for 20 minutes and went.
Come on, how can you not love it?
It's all right.
That.
Shovel Knight's better because it has the cool apple fish thing. It's like it will dance on command. You can just go to it and say dance, and then it'll like do its little dancing thing that lasts for like 30 seconds. It's great.
So go ahead, tell us about Shovel Knight, where you're at and everything.
I think I'm getting to the last level or the second to last level on the sort of original main game. I haven't done any expansion stuff yet.
Yeah.
So like when you start out for the main one, you're trying to get to, what is it, the Tower of Fate, I think is what they call it. So I just unlocked, like the way it works is you have the map, and then when you beat the couple of bosses, it'll push the cloud back, and now I have no more clouds, and it's got the last couple. And the first one's called like Tower of Fate Entrance or something. So I think I'm getting fairly close. Man, the game is so hard in certain places.
It really is. I mean, it's cool, but man, there's just...
It's very good platforming, but you have to be on your game for a lot of it. You can't be sitting back, relaxing, holding the Switch away here. Like, no, you like get as close as you can to it so you can see what's going on.
Yeah, that is true. I liked Shovel Knight a lot, though.
It's really cool. It's got some really funny lines in it, too. Whenever you meet like a boss, if there are little few like lines of text to dialogue, is usually pretty funny written. I just beat one that was it like Gadget something? I forget what it was called, but it's basically this little tiny dude, and the whole dungeon has a bunch of these different like trap-based things and cool little mechanical stuff. So you go and you do the boss fight, and it's just this little guy who starts throwing wrenches around, and then you beat him, but then you fall through the floor and you land down there, and it's dark and the lights turn on, and he's in this big mech thing, and you're like, oh crap! Second boss fight, so you have to go like jump on top of missiles and dodge other things to get up to his head and hit the tiny little guy that's at the very top. So that was actually probably one of my favorite boss fights in the game. They're all pretty good though. Some of them are harder than others. You have to make sure that when you go into a level, have your health little thingies, because you get these chalices that fish guy I was talking about will fill them, and you can get 3 different things. I always get health, so it's like refills your health even if you're down at 0. So you get a whole lot more health if you do it that way. You get one that can give you like 10 seconds of invulnerability, and one that fills your magic. They're not as useful, at least the way I play.
Well, yeah, they're not real useful for me either.
Because there's some that, like, it's definitely old school in the style of, unless you're a friggin' robot, you can't dodge everything. And they'll, like, move around so fast or just throw a bunch of different things at you at once in those boss fights, and you can't not get hit sometimes.
Right. I like Shovel Knight. I like it a lot.
It's a really cool game.
It's awesome.
Yeah.
And it's really good on Switch, too.
Yeah.
I don't want to rebuy the whole thing, but I do want to get the expansion on the Switch.
I bought it on...
I think you can buy it separate, right?
Yeah, you can.
Yeah.
I bought it on the Wii U and played it quite a bit on the Wii U, and then when it came out on the Switch, I bought it on the Switch because I liked it enough that I was like, you know what? And not that I'd gotten real super far in it on the Wii U. I got in it far enough that I was comfortable going back and playing through the same part again, and plus I still have the expansions for free on the Wii U because you didn't have to, they were included. So, but to buy it on the Switch, I think it's perfect on the Switch.
I think every version of the game has the expansions included. It's just the only weird thing now is you can buy that part of it separately.
Right.
But if you bought Shovel Knight originally, you keep getting it added on to. And it's the same with this version too, because there's still one more expansion they haven't done yet that they're going to add in later.
Right.
Some point whenever it's done.
I don't know. I'm kind of getting to that point where if it's a game that comes out on Switch or PlayStation 4 or Xbox One, I'm going to buy it on Switch before I buy it on anything else, I think. I'm just got to that point with it that I like it.
Yeah, as long as it runs well enough on there, even if it's a little bit graphically inferior, it's still cool to be able to pick it up and do handheld if you want.
Am I the only...
I don't even care about my trophies anymore.
No,
I never did.
I never did. I never really did either. I mean, they were a cool thing, but like, Disgaea 5 actually has in-game trophies. I found that out, playing. I was like, well, if they really want to put trophies in a game, the game developers could do that. I mean,
Minecraft does that on Switch. They have they've added sort of this weird achievement thing. Well, I can't remember what they call them. They have some weird name for it, but it's basically trophies pop up.
Oh, that's cool.
Built within the game. That's not in like any other. Well, I'm sure maybe it's in like some of the like Xbox or PlayStation versions. I don't know. I haven't played those, but I wish that it had it because I like them just as a little collection thing. Go back, hey, look, these are the cool things I got when I played this game, or when they have the few that are informative. It's like, oh, I didn't know you could do this cool weird side thing. I'll go seek that out because I saw that the trophy had this cool name to it in the description.
I don't know. So, I feel like I enjoy the game more without the trophies being there. I don't feel as obligated to do menial tasks.
Yeah. It depends, but I don't feel obligated because the way I treat it usually is just I play through the game.
Yeah.
And then when they pop up, it's cool. If there's then later when I'm closer to the end, especially if it's something like an open world game and I'm close to the end, I know I am. And I like look at them and say, oh, well, there's this thing that I'm pretty close to. I might as well go do it. That kind of a thing.
There's only one game that I ever 100 completely percentage the achievements or trophies, whatever you want to say, for, and that was Assassin's Creed 2. And after I did that, I said I will never do that again on a game.
That's not a fun one to do.
You know what?
It's better than one.
Yes, it is. It was better than one.
But I did that.
But you know what? I really liked Assassin's Creed 2 enough that it was okay. The only problem was it got down to finding 2 feathers out of the 100. And I spent 2 days looking around trying to find that one.
Just go find maps.
Well, no, I did, but there was I didn't.
But then
know,
you had to go to each one.
Right, I had to go to each one because I didn't know which one I had missed. So it was like,
that's
okay,
right. With
now I got to
go
go
it
back.
wouldn't been on there because they didn't have the treasure maps in those games yet. Then.
No, So I had to backtrack 100 different places till I found the one. It was like, oh my god, are you serious?
Awful.
Yeah, but
I think I did 2 as well, but I definitely did 1, and that one was silly because they had all those collectible flags that did nothing. They were just kind of there.
I have 6 or 7 platinums on PlayStation. One of them is Destiny, And that was just because we played so much of it, and my buddies drugged me around so much that the only other thing I had to do was like do a raid and nobody on the team die. And finally one night we just went, let's do it just to get the platinum trophy and be done with it. All the other platinums I have are Telltale games that you just play the game through. When you beat the game, you get a platinum for it.
Yeah.
So, I don't.
Are you gonna devote yourself to Destiny 2, John?
I don't know yet.
Don't do it. It's gonna be the same thing.
I know.
He's gonna do it.
That's what I'm really afraid of. I don't know. I mean, I'm going to buy it. I'm going to buy the $100 one with the season pass and play it with my buddies. But I don't know if I'm going to. I don't know if I'm going to delve 700 hours into a game again. That was a lot of hours.
That's so weird. Unless they're planning on doing something else. So far, it seems with Destiny 2, they're just trying to sell it to Destiny people. Yeah. Because they're not saying, hey, there's this cool new thing that is different than one. It's just like, nope, it's more kind of the same thing, maybe slightly better. At least that seems the way they're kind of marketing it. I mean, it is on other platforms, so that's cool. But
well, and maybe we'll see a lot more
PC,
at E3.
So, I don't know. Yeah, I mean, if it's the same thing, I'm not even going to care.
Yeah, and that's what I'm afraid of. I'm afraid it's going to be a lot of the same thing with just a shiny new skin on it. Oh yeah, you could do this cool little thing or that cool little thing, but it's still going to be the same thing. Yeah, Shashel, all my guys that I play with, they've got their vacation time in. They're taking the whole week off, and you know what? If I'm off that week and I'm not working, then fine, I'll play it. But I'm not making an effort to put in vacation time to play it like they do.
Until you play the beta and you start getting that itch, and you're going to be all here.
You know what? I don't even know if I'm going to get that itch. Because there's been times that I've went back and they're still playing it. It's like, well, I have a free night. What are you guys playing? Well, we're either going to play Ghost Recon or we're going to play Destiny. And I'm like, man, let's play Ghost Recon. No, let's play Destiny. Like, you guys have beat Destiny to death. I mean, I've beat it to death, and they've played it for 1,000 hours, and I've only played it for half of that, and it's like, and then we start playing it, and it just starts to turn into a slog, and I'm just like, forget it, I'm out. I'm going to go play something else. I've got way too many other games to play. I still haven't played Horizon Zero Dawn.
No, me either.
I've got it sitting over there on the shelf.
Good.
Yeah, it's sitting over there on the shelf. I haven't played it yet.
That's okay. I have stuff like that, but mine's old. Well, older games that I didn't have access to. But I've had Bloodborne since I bought my PS4, and I still haven't started it.
What? Get on.
Yeah.
I just haven't been in the mood to start that type of a game again yet. I was like, I want to play this game that's kind of like Zelda, and I was playing Persona. And then Persona came up and stabbed me in the back, and I haven't been in the gaming mood as much since that. So I'm just playing little short things here now. Play a little bit of Shovel Knight, play a little of this, but that game, man, it did a number on me because from between Zelda and that game, I was just playing every spare moment that I could, and there's like, nope. I keep thinking I should go back and nope, Persona, you're just gonna stay over there. I even took it out of the PS4 and put it on the shelf.
The trouble is now I've kind of gotten in the past couple of weeks. I keep buying stupid retro games, and
I had that game.
Yeah, well,
is that mine? Did I sell that to you?
No, I wish you had, because I just bought this off a guy the other day. I just got it in the mail today. But this is the problem. I mean, I bought 3 different lots of these things, and I'm going through and cleaning them, and then playing them, and then selling them, and then it's like,
you got that Bucky nearby? Can I take a look at it?
It's over there on the shelf.
In good shape?
Oh yeah, she's in a plastic box. She's in a plastic box. She ain't coming out.
Good, taking care of her.
Oh yeah, I just need to find a manual for her. That's what I want. A manual. That's all right. But anyway, So have you been playing anything else, Nathaniel, besides?
It's Minecraft a little bit.
Oh, that's right. You said
when I want to just lounge a bit on the couch and play something I don't have to pay attention to too closely. I'll just go dig on my mine or breed my cows until it tells me there's too many, and then slaughter them.
That's so funny when you say that. I mean, when you say it out loud, that's hilarious.
Minecraft people gotta eat.
Yeah, I know.
And, it just so happens that the steak you get from the cows is one of the best things you can eat in that game, because it gives you so much, of your hunger back.
Right. Well, I mean, you've got to eat. That's what they're there for. I mean,
Yeah.
That and to keep the grass down. But.
I've been playing. I started back into Nier Automata again. Played, I don't know, another 4 or 5 hours of that.
Yeah.
Still fairly early in that game, I think, but I have gotten several upgrades. I've got maybe 6 different weapons or so now, and those are cool because you can upgrade them. You find some different materials that you've harvested from either enemies or find lying on the ground, and then you can bring them back and pay a guy to upgrade them.
Yeah.
And I think I
really liked the demo for that one.
Level. I think I've got. They can be up to level 4, and they all have sort of a weapon story or something tied to it. So every time you level it up, you get another piece of whatever story that goes with this weapon, and you can read about it. It's kind of cool.
Yeah.
Then, but you can also upgrade. You have basically chip slots, and they're customizable skills, as the best way to put it. So rather than having a skill tree, you have a bunch of skill chips that you get that you can slot in, and you only have so much room for them. So you start out and you only have, maybe a third of your potential bar, and then you can pay to open up more, slots.
Yeah.
And then I've got the full thing now, but you still don't have room for every single chip that you want to put in there, because different chips will take up different amount of room based on, how awesome it is. It will take up more space. Yeah. So all of your HUD stuff is in there as well, which is interesting. So they have things by different categories. So you have kind of like UI stuff, so you can put on there where you can see all the numbers and damage that you're doing to things, or you can take it off and it won't show that. You can have your health bar visible, you can take it off so you don't see it.
Yeah.
You put on a thing, if you want auto hide, you have a little chip that you install, and then it will auto hide your HUD. It's just really weird and strange how they do it, but it's kind of cool. But I've also got things that upgrade my maximum health, give me, some health back as I defeat enemies. Stuff like it gives me kind of energy it shoots out when I swing my weapon at a certain percentage of it, and you can take different chips of the same type and pay to get them fused to make better versions of them. So it kind of leans into the sort of tech stuff into it quite a bit, since you're an android.
Yeah.
But it was cool. I just played a section of the game the other day where there's this sort of hub area that I keep running through a lot to go to different areas that I've been going on quests and stuff. Yeah. And then you get a alert that, it's under attack by these Goliath enemies. So you have to go back through there, and they're all stomping around these huge building-sized enemies, and you have to kind of dodge through their feet, climb up through a building to the roof, and get into kind of your jet engine mech things, and then you start flying through this level that you've been at ground level the whole time. So it looks kind of familiar, but now you're in the sky shooting a bunch of lasers and stuff while you're fighting these giant things. It was pretty cool.
Oh, that's cool. I need to play that. I haven't played that. I haven't even played the demo of it. I need to.
Yeah, it's neat. It's totally unique. It's this weird game.
Yeah.
It's very weird.
It sounds like something I would like. Everything I've read, I read a bunch of reviews for it. I've watched some streams of it, and it seems like something I'd really like. It's like one of those games, and I'm like, I'll pick that up someday.
I really need to get into it because I'm curious of how it changes things up when you play through again, because you're supposed to play through it several times, and I'm seeing hints of how they might do it. I want to see if I'm right when I get through it, because I don't know how long the game is, but I'm still not nearly to the end of it at all, I'm sure.
Well, that's cool. Yeah, I need to check that one out. Add it to the pile.
Yeah, it's cool. I would play Horizon first.
Yeah, that's. I hate to start Horizon because where I'm going out of town, it's like, man, I start playing it, get into it, then I leave for 2 or 3 days, and then I come back, and then it's like, I want to wait till I'm going to be here.
Yeah, and Horizon is the game that I just want to devote myself to.
Yeah,
you definitely want the time to let yourself get sort of absorbed and lost into that world, because it's really cool.
Yeah, and that's what I'm afraid of, is if I start it and then I go out of town for 2 or 3 days and then come back, it's like, I don't know if I'll. I have a habit of if I don't play a game straight through right at the start, I'll never finish it because something else will come, or I'll go somewhere and then come back and then go, well, I'm not really feeling that one right now because I'm wore out. I just want to play something else, and then I'll totally take this left road and never come back. for years.
You're like, well, where was I? What was I doing in there?
Yeah, exactly. And I hate doing that especially with RPGs and stuff. I really hate doing that. So it's like, okay, eventually I will though. I should have some time this summer. Fingers crossed. Fingers crossed.
But yeah, Horizon is definitely one of those games that it's a must-play kind of title.
Yeah, and that's why I just bought it. It's like I know I'm going to want to play it. It's probably never going to drop in price. At a buy two get one free, we'll just play it. So.
Yeah, it might drop in price eventually, but it'll take a while.
Yeah, that's why I just bought it used. So yeah, but when you have the buy two get one free coupon, you have to use it on something. And I'm that kind of guy that's like, well, I want to buy $120 worth of video games for.
Yeah.
Yeah, or no, I guess technically if they're $60 games, I guess it'd be $150 games for $100. So I'm that kind of guy that wants to, get my bang for my buck out of it. So, but all right, well, let's get into the news. We got some things to talk about. Red Dead Redemption 2, of course, to no one's surprise, was announced and delayed till 2018.
I mean, come on, with that
who didn't see that coming?
Teaser that they put out, there's no way. Plus, every game Rockstar has ever done has been delayed. Everyone.
Yeah, they put out some new screenshots of it. It looks really, really cool. I'm hoping they have some maybe in-game stuff to show at E3, which would be really cool. You don't think so?
It's Rockstar. They don't go to E3.
Well, that's true, but
they're big enough. They like to do their own thing and have all the attention on them. It won't be at E3.
That's true, but yeah. So sometimes
it's kind of sad. I'd like to see it, but we're not going to see it at E3.
Yeah, I'd really like to see some more. I was really excited. I'm still really excited for it, just because they delayed it. It doesn't break my heart they delayed it. Yeah. I kind of was hoping to be playing it this year, but at the same time, it's like, well, it's okay. I'd rather them take their time.
I want it to be good. I don't care when it is.
Exactly. I don't care when it is.
I
as long
thought
as it's coming.
When Red Dead came out in the spring of 2000 and whatever it was, 10 or something. That was a perfect time for it.
Yeah, it was.
Oh, that game destroyed everything else then.
Yeah, like I wouldn't have played that if it had come out in the spring. Well, so I don't care.
And I happened to be laid. I happened to be laid off at the time, so it was the only game that I played, and I played. I played that thing to death, like 8 hours a day.
I'm interested to see the cycle now, because with Red Dead Redemption, they had a lot of online stuff that they were trying out with that game that has then sort of evolved with what they've done with GTA Online, and I want to see how that evolves again into what they do with this game.
Yeah. But,
because some of my favorite stuff from Red Dead was playing with my friends, just randomly running around the map in the multiplayer, doing all the different gang hideouts, and then running into a few other people and getting into big shootouts, or trying to hold the fort until they can overrun you or not. And, man, just fun.
Or
hijinks.
As my buddy used to do, we used to see, he'd always be like, anytime that he wanted to, we tried to never let him drive a stagecoach if we had to go from point A to point B. And he'd be like, no, come on, let's go. And inevitably, he would always drive us off a cliff. Always. He always would. We knew what was coming.
Yeah, I had a few people in my friends group at the time that was like, you can't drive. Nope. You're not allowed anymore.
It's too late. He's already in there. Forget it. Just let him drive us off a cliff. Let us run us into a train. It's fine. It's all good. So, but yeah, that was such a good game. I can't wait for the next one. I really can't. So that's fine. If they want to, I don't care if they delay it till Christmas of 2018. As long as it's an awesome game, I can wait that long.
Because this one is so far out that they've delayed it, you're going to be maybe a month away from when it's supposed to come out in 2018. They'll delay it again.
Oh, I'm sure.
You got to have your last second delay, too. You can't delay it from this far out.
You're going to get that Uncharted 4 delay.
Well, they kind of did that with GTA 5 too, didn't they? Didn't they delay it like 2 or 3 times, if I remember?
I think it was just the one time. People made a big deal about it, but they never gave it a release date. So when they delayed it to spring, it wasn't a real delay. So then when the spring came and it got pushed back again, they were like, "Oh my god!"
Yeah, there's some companies that I give passes to. Blizzard, Rockstar. When they say, "Oh, it's coming out in 2017," I'm like, "Yeah, it's not." But if it does, great. If it doesn't, fine.
Yeah, well, I mean, they've earned this behemoth status of we can put it out when we want to because we can afford to. We have the money pile to make it that far, whereas not every company can do that.
Exactly. Speaking of delays, Middle-earth: Shadows of War is delayed almost 2 months. It looks like it's been moved to October. Let's see. According to the article, it'll now be released October 10th. It was originally supposed to be released October 22nd. Again, I'm okay with that. Or August 22nd. Did I say October 22nd? Ugh.
Yeah, you did.
I had October in the brain. So,
it's delayed back in time in a couple of weeks. Wait a minute.
I'm confused.
Yeah.
But
I don't know. I think it would have been a really good summer release, but it's fine.
Yeah,
I mean,
fine.
The first one came out in August, and it was a pretty good time for it. But if it results in a better polished game, then sure, delay a couple months. It's
absolutely,
fine.
It's fine. I got no gripes with that.
I'm not sure what else is in that time period because I haven't been paying attention to the calendar yet. But I'm sure there's something. It's October.
I'm not either. I have some of my games that I must buy, and it's like one a month. But I don't remember what's September, October, or August, September. I don't remember what's in that. It's usually college football, but that's not been a thing for a long time. So I usually don't pay much attention to the summer stuff anymore, unless it's something big. Unless something big comes out, it's usually I just luck into stuff. PlayStation 3 manufacturing has finally ceased in Japan.
Finally.
Yeah, I mean that's.
I was like, they hadn't done that already. Okay.
Well, yeah.
That stopped here about 3 years ago. I think it was.
I can't remember 2 or 3 years ago, but they were still cranking them out in Japan because they were still selling like crazy.
Yeah.
But they finally stopped that. So now everybody's like, oh, it's an end of an era. I don't know if it's an end of an era or not, but I mean,
I mean, they sold PS2s for a long time too, so it's not like it's a new thing for Sony.
I mean, they did sell 80 million units worldwide of the PlayStation 3, which was pretty good considering what a slow start that system got back in 2013. But yeah, I don't even know.
Hey guys, I'm going to step away for a second. I'll be right back.
Okay, I don't even know what if there's any late games coming out for on PS3 right now. I don't think there's any more. There's a couple maybe third party, kind of smaller company games might be coming.
I'm sure
out.
There's some stuff. I just haven't paid attention to the PS3 in a long time, so I have no idea.
We get some, review codes for stuff that's Vita, PS3, but most of it's PS4 now. Most of your NIS America. I know. Persona came out on PS3. There was Persona. But other than that, I can't think of anything else that's coming out on PS3. But Assassin's Creed Origin logo leaked. It looks like it may take place in Egypt. There's this weird logo, and it's got like the eye on it. I forget what they call that. Egyptian.
It's the Eye of Horus.
Yes, thank you.
So if you think of some sort of like hieroglyphic eyeball, that's probably what you're thinking of, that you've seen in any sort of like mummy movie or something like that.
Yeah.
They just kind of put it inside the assassin's kind of AA shape. Looks kind of cool.
Yeah, it's pretty cool.
Egypt would be alright, I guess.
I can dig that. I mean,
I'm betting it will look a lot like the first Assassin's Creed in environments-wise, just because it was sort of desert and like Oasis-y type stuff in that game as well, even though it's set in a different place. But yeah, I don't know. We'll see what happens when they show us what the game is actually about.
Yeah, I'm guessing we'll see a lot of that at E3.
I bet it'll be super polished this time because they took their time to work on it. At least you would hope.
Yeah, I hope so. I hope it's not a Unity thing. I really do. I mean, and that's the sad thing is I really liked Unity once they got everything fixed on it. It was a really cool game, but by the time they got it all fixed, it was like nobody cared at that point. It was too late. And Unity was actually pretty fun. But I don't know.
I never played that one, and I'm not missing it. Yeah. Syndicate was a lot of fun.
Syndicate was really fun.
But that's partly because it had the grappling hook.
Yeah.
I really liked that. It was fun.
Yeah, I mean,
I'm really looking forward to the new one. From what I've seen from the leaks, I think it looks really good.
Yeah, because we've had time away, it's like, hey, I want to play another Assassin's Creed game again, rather than when they're coming out every single year, you could kind of get tired of it. Now we've had a little bit of a break. It's like, all right, I want to see what they got up their sleeve.
Yeah, I'm ready for another Assassin's Creed game. I like the every 2-year thing on some games like that. I don't need a new Assassin's Creed every year.
No.
Because most of the time, I take so long to play those games that by the time the next one come out, I'm usually haven't finished the other one. So I hurry up real quick and I finish the other one, and then when the new one comes out, it's like, I just finished this one. I'm really not in the mood to play another Assassin's Creed right now, so it usually just sits on the shelf anyway. So for a year, and maybe in the summertime it gets played. So it's like,
But yeah, Syndicate was enough fun that I would like to see a Syndicate Brotherhood where you have the same characters again, because they haven't really done that since the Ezio games.
Yeah,
they've all been kind of one-offs. I liked those characters enough. I would like to see more of their story.
Yeah, Assassin's Creed 3 just came to backwards compatibility on Xbox One, and I hear the frame rate is a little better on that, on the playing it that way. So I actually downloaded it to my PlayStation or my Xbox One, which I still have the disc copy back there. I could have done it a couple weeks ago, but I'm going to try it again. I don't know if I'm going to play the whole game.
I don't really remember it being that choppy.
There was sometimes it would dip down into the teens for frame rate when you were running through the forest and it'd get real dense. Sometimes it would slow down.
I just got tired of the forest.
Yeah,
it was just boring.
I really liked that game. I liked that Assassin's Creed a lot. It's one of my favorites.
I liked 3. It was fun, but it's not my favorite.
No, it's not my favorite, but it's one of my favorites. I like that story. I've always kind of liked the Revolutionary War time anyway, in history stuff. So.
Yeah.
So that has a lot to do with the Assassin's Creed games that I like, is where it's set at.
It's one of the ones that it has some cool aspects, but it suffers from a lot of the sprawl of we must have a huge game with all of the things in it.
Yeah.
Like all the Assassin's Creed games suffer from that at this point, but that one particularly was like, okay, some section of that just went way too long.
Yeah. Yeah, and that's what I liked. I liked the whole historical part of it, and that's what kept me playing. It was was that part of it. EA unveils Need for Speed Payback.
Hey John, before we move on, I wanted to
breaking
backtrack.
Something.
You mentioned you didn't think there were any more PS3 360 games coming out.
Yeah.
There are 2 that I'm aware of coming out this year. Cars 3.
Ooh.
Disney Pixar's Cars 3, and I think 2K18 is the other one.
Oh, really?
So those are the 2 games coming out. Yeah.
So no Madden. That's kind of interesting.
It's either Madden or 2K. I don't remember which one, but it's only one of them.
Huh. That's crazy.
Yeah.
Usually Madden never lets go until the system finally just disappears.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what we were talking about. The last game that I remember coming out on PS3 was Persona. It actually came out on PS3, Persona 5.
Yep.
But I can't think of any other ones other than Trials of Cold Steel came out. The second one came out on that system. I actually have a copy of that game. I think I got it on the system. I know I got physical copies on the Vita. I may have the digital copy on the PlayStation 3. I think we got that one for review. I don't remember. But I still have my PS3 sitting over there. It's actually not plugged in or hooked up because I had to use HDMI for another thing. But it's there. All I got to do is I had to use the HDMI for the Switch. It was like, well, I'm out of HDMI ports, so it's like I've already got a 3 in the TV and a 5 switcher there. It's like, man, I don't want to buy another switcher.
My Switch HDMI is never plugged into my console because it always just like phantom switches over my input to the Switch whenever I'm doing something else.
Yeah.
It's the most annoying thing ever, so I just always have it unhooked unless I'm using it.
You can turn that off on the system settings on the Switch.
Well, I heard some people were still having the issue even with the option turned off for it to control the TV.
I don't know. There's the latest system update brought out something with Samsung TVs. I know that. So I don't know what kind of TV you have, but
the one that's on is an LG, I believe.
See that one. I don't know, but try turning it off and seeing if the update works. I don't know. I don't have mine. I mean, mine's docked over there right now charging, but I have it so infrequently attached to the TV at the moment that. Yeah. And that TV behind me is like a 9-year-old LCD TV. So it doesn't do things like that. It's not fancy where it will turn on by itself. In fact,
my TV's from 2009. It has that.
This thing warms up the room. in the wintertime, it warms up the room. So, but anyway, well, that's cool. There's still at least a couple PlayStation 3 games coming out.
Speaking of cars games.
Speaking of cars games, the new Need for Speed Payback. This thing looks like a Fast and Furious game from the trailer. I mean, that's what it looks like to me.
I'm sure that's what they're going for.
We should give them for the last couple games they've released.
Well, yeah. I mean, this one it looks pretty cool. It's set in Fortune Valley. Players will drive and race as 3 separate characters. You've got against the House. They're a local criminal cartel. So I mean, it looks pretty cool. They've got police pursuits again, which was one of always the fun things in Most Wanted. I always loved the police pursuits. I thought that was a good time. Driving will be both on and off road, with events across the city and throughout the mountains and canyons. So it sounds kind of like it's trying to be kind of Burnout-ish. Maybe I haven't played any of the Need for Speeds in quite a while. I bought the one for PlayStation 4 when it launched just because I wanted some games, and it was okay.
Yeah.
I didn't.
The thing to make it feel like Burnout is the style of how the cars handle more than anything that has to do with like a map.
Yeah. Well, and like I say, we'll see more at EA's press event, I'm sure. I'm sure they just won't show production stills and say, we're working on a great game. That will be out at some point.
They'll just show screenshots. We know we've shown you a preview video trailer already, but here's some screenshots for this game.
That's all we got. We got nothing else. I don't know. I make fun of EA all the time for that, but hopefully they have a good show this year. I want to see something really, really cool from them. Especially, I want to see something really, really cool Star Wars-wise, other than Battlefront. I want to see...
They'll say, hey, Battlefront 2 is coming. All right, moving on.
Yeah, I want to see something besides Battlefront 2. Battlefront 2 looks cool, but...
Hey, I do too. The trailer that we had so far for that game looks kind of cool. It has single player. I might actually consider playing it.
Yeah.
Because it actually looks kind of neat, but...
I want a bunch of canon games in between the original and new trilogy.
Yeah, I do too.
Maybe that's one of the things they're working on. Nobody knows.
Well, and, that's what the single-player campaign in Battlefield is supposed to be between.
Yeah, I just don't trust that that's going to deliver.
Well, yeah, I know. I don't trust that either. But that is when it's set. It's right after Return of the Jedi.
Yeah. Yes, Forza is the best racing game, and you need to play it. Because it's awesome.
Best racing game, Burnout Paradise. Always will be.
I prefer Forza. That's the only reason why I have an Xbox.
Well, it's because you like more sim style.
I do.
Racing.
I like
arcade.
Burnout is awesome.
Smash a bunch of stuff.
Burnout
I haven't liked a racing game since Gran Turismo 3.
Ugh. They still make Gran Turismo games? Holy crap.
I mean,
when's the last one?
It keeps getting delayed, but,
Gran Turismo coming to PlayStation 7.
I got so frustrated waiting for Gran Turismo, I bought an Xbox One to play Forza.
It hasn't been that long. Gran Turismo 6 came out right before the PS4 launched.
Yeah, and exactly, which I didn't play it because I had a PS4.
That was at least 3 decades ago. Come on.
Yeah, it seems like 3 decades ago. All right, and then another weird Nintendo thing, June 1st at 9 o'clock at night, Nintendo announced their
That's gotta be just they're not caring. They're like, well, we're going to do it at the cool Japanese time, and everywhere else it's just going to be weird.
That's what I think it is. I think a lot of it's when the Japanese press conference happens, because that's first thing in the morning over there. So, welcome to Japan, where the local time is tomorrow. I
just wake up and there's all this talk about pricing. I'm like, what are you talking? This is fake. This isn't real. No one releases information at 9 at night.
So the big thing is Nintendo Switch paid online service has been delayed to 2018. The cool thing is a 1-month membership is $4, a 3-month membership is $8, or an entire year is $20. Which is pretty. Considering Xbox Live.
Depending on what that actually includes, that's not a bad price as long as it works.
My thing is
they're putting us through.
Yeah.
It's fine.
Well, if you look at it just on the face of it as online service, Xbox, PlayStation, Nintendo. Nintendo is cheapest by far. Of course, you have to use a smartphone app to chat and for voice communication, which I still don't understand.
Looks so weird. Have you seen the diagram for that?
Well, that's just the Splatoon adapter. So
That is voice chat that has something to do with Splatoon.
That's how it works. All gonna work.
Yeah, and
it
doesn't even make sense to me. I mean, my thing is you've got Bluetooth built into the system.
Yeah.
Just have a Bluetooth headset. Just let me plug directly into the system and chat with this with my microphone.
It's also supposed to be like it's in their phone app thing is where it's hosted, but there's no reason they couldn't include that on the actual system itself. They're just not doing it for some reason. It's really weird.
It is. It's very weird, and I don't understand it. I don't understand it at all. Let's see. Oh, man.
It's like, what if you're a kid who doesn't have a phone to plug into or a tablet or something?
Yeah,
it's weird that you're requiring a different device. It's just really strange.
Yeah.
It just annoys me that now I need to make sure that my phone has enough charge on it to last me through couple hours of gaming. And
depending on what phone you have, it's probably going to last longer than the Switch anyway.
Well, yeah, you're probably right about that. I don't know.
What if it's the end of the day and I just got home and my phone's dying and I want to hop online and play some Splatoon with some people, but now I need to find a way to charge my phone.
It's silly.
Yeah, it seems very, very unnecessary. I don't think it's as complicated as the pictures were making it look. It just seems very unnecessary. It just,
it's not that it's complicated. It's just that it's more complicated than plug in one thing or sync up your Bluetooth device. Everything else has been forever. Like Nintendo has had convoluted things for that since the Wii.
Yeah, I don't know.
Just make it simple, Nintendo. You do that so well in the other places in your game design. Why can't you do that for how your hardware works?
Yeah, I don't understand. It doesn't make any sense to me. And maybe they'll have more details about it, at E3 with their little treehouse thing. Who knows? Let's see. The free version of the app will be out summer, so you can try it out. Nintendo also said that subscribers will have access to special eShop deals, including discounts on select digital games and content. And Nintendo also clarified that the current online service will remain free until 2018. There's also the announcement of the classic game selection. If you're a paying customer, when they first announced it, that you could get classic NES games that had online features. And the understanding was you'd only get them for a month, and then next month the game would change. They have clarified that, and apparently at launch, a classic game library will include NES games. Super NES games are continued under consideration, but they will not expire in a month. So you will get access to like a Netflix selection of NES classic games, which is kind of cool. Balloon Fight Mario, the Dr. Mario, with some of the things that they've said. They haven't said how many games are going to be available in that catalog, or if they're going to rotate some in and out. Or
have they said is it something you're downloading? Or is it something you're streaming?
I'm guessing it's downloading.
I would guess too, just because Nintendo doesn't necessarily do anything else crazy that way. So
infrastructure in place for that.
Well, that was the thing as I'm sure it's probably download. The download would make sense, kind of like you do with the PlayStation Plus games and the games with gold and stuff like that.
Can they automatically delete it when they take it out of the library, or does it just stay there until you get rid of it? Like, we don't know.
Yeah, I don't know. Don't have a clue.
I'm sure it's probably tied to your subscription for sure.
I would think.
Because they've also said this is not the virtual console either, so that might be a separate thing that comes out too. So
yeah, the virtual console is something totally separated from this. This is just like something that you get, and to me, if you get the access to classic games, you get the online play, and the network is stable for $20 a year, that is pretty cheap. And I'm guessing that the reason that they set it that cheap was because they figure that other people are paying either PlayStation or Xbox or both, because I'm paying both.
For sure, and it's one of those things. Is like, it's kind of their version of PS Plus or games with gold, but we're gonna do it retro style. And see how that works.
And I'm fine with it. That with PlayStation Plus games, they're only available for that month, and if you don't download them or add them to your account that month, they're gone. You won't be able to get them back again, but they'll always be on your account, so you can re-download them. So I'm sure those NES games will be like that. If you choose a game and download it, it adds it to your account. And if they ever take it off, you can always go back and download it through your account settings. Maybe. I don't know.
Maybe it's some weird middle ground where you can't go back, but it'll be on there for longer than a month.
Yeah. Or if you've always downloaded it, it'll be there unless you erase it, and then it's just gone.
At this rate, Nintendo itself might not even know.
Yeah, and they probably don't. They probably don't have a clue.
They don't know what they're doing.
Yeah,
They're trying, we'll try it this way. If it doesn't work, we'll change it.
But, I mean, at least they are listening to people because, that was one of the main complaints was, it's like, wait a minute, you're only going to let me have this game for a month, and then at the end of the month, it's going to change, and that game's going to go away, and I can't play it anymore. And a lot of people, it's like, well, that doesn't seem cool.
To be fair, a lot of those you're going to pick up once or twice and play anyway.
I mean, unless it's
for most people, it's going to be fine, but... Yeah.
And, it'd be interesting to see what kind of online stuff they do with it. I could see if they add Super NES games, which they haven't said they're going to, but, you could play F-Zero on the Super NES online with people. That would be awesome. That
would be cool.
Yeah, I could.
I don't know if they're going to go that far, though, because that seems like something that would take a lot more work. Maybe it's just leaderboards.
I don't know. I mean,
who knows?
They haven't said if it's online play. They just said, it will have online. Now what that
online
means.
Features. That could be a leaderboard.
Yeah, it could just be leaderboard. It could be.
I mean, when they re-released Pokemon Red, Blue, and Yellow, they changed it so that it would have online battles. Yeah. So I don't think this is outside of that realm of consideration.
Well, sure, a few games will, but for every game to have that just takes time to put in there. You can't just magically pop it in. So
and that's maybe one of the reasons why they've delayed it to 2018. And then they've only showed 3 games. They showed Mario, Dr. Mario. I forget what the other 2 games were now. I saw the picture of it.
Balloon Fight,
which that game is awesome.
Super pumped.
And I don't remember what the other one was. I can't remember now. It done escaped me. I done forgot. I lost it. Dr. Mario. I'm looking through here. Oh, Super Mario Brothers 3. That was the other game. I knew I'd find it. But I mean, I don't know. This is all still up in the air with Nintendo, and they'll change their minds like 4 or 5 times before they actually do it. Before it actually comes out anyway. But I mean, so far with the free online service, what online I've played with like Mario Kart and the Splatoon beta and the ARMS beta, I mean, it runs pretty well. So, I can't imagine them needing to do too much work on that side, the server
I've heard
side
of some stuff about Mario Kart for some people have some issues with it, but I'm sure it's nothing more than just what a normal thing would do anyway.
Forwarding stuff.
Well, and that's the other thing. I mean, if you're wireless playing it, your wireless signal has a lot to do with that. And, if you're playing it docked and you have the adapter hardwired in there, then of course you're going to have a better experience, because you're pulling a full network bandwidth. So, I mean, I don't know. To me, if it's for $20, I'll pay it. I mean, $20 is nothing. At this point, I never thought I'd ever reach a point in my life where I'd go $20. That's nothing. That's a drop in the bucket. When I was a kid, if I had $20,
for a whole year, $20 spread out quite a bit.
If I had $20 when I was a kid, I thought I was rich. It's like
$20, man. I had to not eat lunch at high school for a week and just save all that lunch money.
Comic books were $1.25 back then. When they went up to $1.50, we all threw a fit. It's like, but that's all the news I got. Is there any kind of maybe E3 predictions you guys are thinking? You think anybody's going to surprise us with anything at E3?
There will be games.
Well, I can tell you what I hope to see. I would love to see Devil May Cry 5. I think it's time. Let's do that. Usually that's a Tokyo Game Show thing, though, so I'm not holding my breath. I personally would love to see The Order 2. 1886 2, or whatever they want to call it.
1887.
I would love to see that, because that's a perfect example of a game that has a bunch of promise that if they can do the Assassin's Creed 2 improvement. Yeah, the universe for that game is great. It was just more of the gameplay that was kind of iffy.
Yeah.
And it was gorgeous, so let's go ahead and expand that and put some more game in there and put it out.
Well, Sony will have something.
Let's not letterbox it this time, guys.
I could do without the letterbox. Well, Sony they'll have to have something. I mean, I can't think of.
I'm sure they'll show Days Gone again. I'm sure they'll show.
They're gonna have God of War again.
God of War.
Show more of that.
Spider-Man we might get an update on. I don't think we'll see much more than a trailer for it. I think that thing is still in its infancy.
I'm betting Sony's going to have another game or two that we don't know about that they'll show.
Oh, absolutely.
They've been good about doing that the last couple of years, and they have, the huge player base and all the money to install on that they probably have something in the background they can show.
They have Uncharted DLC coming out soon, so they're going to pimp that.
Yeah, they'll show that.
I could see them not say anything about Last of Us 2 this time.
I don't think that we will,
I think they're Naughty Dog is going to want to focus on their release coming out.
Well, it's still so far out that they probably don't even really have that much to show for Last of Us 2 yet.
Yeah.
Well, and of course we know Microsoft's going to have the Scorpion or Scorpio, whatever they call it.
Yes, let's call it the Scorpion. That's the official name.
Whatever.
The Vita
whatever
2 is coming.
Yeah.
No.
But it's like, other than the Scorpio, or I guess we'll probably finally find out release date, price, what the thing is actually going to be called.
Maybe we'll have games for it too. We don't know yet. We just want you to have it sitting there looking shiny.
That'll be Microsoft's big push is that system.
I think we already know that Nintendo says pretty much going to be mostly Mario they're showing, right?
Yeah, I'm sure it's going to be mostly Mario.
Well, I thought that they even put out a press release about it where it was kind of going to be like what it was last year, except instead of Zelda, it will be Mario.
I don't know. I haven't.
And then they'll have with the Treehouse stuff, they'll plug a few other things in, but the focus will be on Mario.
I haven't seen any PR emails like that yet. But
did you see the supposed leak of Smash Bros. Pictures?
Yes,
like
and it was
fake.
Or something? It was fake.
Oh, it was confirmed fake?
Yeah.
It was confirmed fake. Yeah.
Bummer.
It's going to be coming.
It'll happen. It'll happen. I mean, they can't not have Smash Brothers on a console that everybody's saying now is in Wii numbers, predictions of sales. They'll have to have Smash Brothers.
I don't know about that. It's not anywhere.
It's not going to be Wii sales, but it's definitely better than Wii U.
Oh well, yeah, it's already definitely better.
Because hey, people know about it this time.
Yeah. But I'm trying to think of. Maybe we'll finally get something from EA with a Star Wars game other than Battlefront. Maybe we'll finally find out what what's her face,
what Amy's doing,
what Amy's been working on, without just stills.
Like what any of them are working on.
Yeah, any of them.
3 or so different studios working on stuff that hey, we're working on it is all we've heard.
Yeah. But a lot of people are hoping that with Sega talking about bringing back IPs that they'll talk about at E3, that'll be a Tokyo Game Show thing. They won't talk about that stuff at E3. There might be a little snippets of things, but I doubt Sega doesn't even have a booth. I'm
curious as what we'll see from Bethesda. Are they're still doing their show?
Yeah,
right?
They're still doing their press conference, and I don't know. I don't know what.
I bet we'll see Wolfenstein.
Yeah.
Because it's been long enough since the last one, and it was successful enough. They're surely working on it. There's been kind of little hints towards that. So I bet we'll see that. We might see Evil Within. Maybe.
Oh, yeah, Evil Within too, yeah.
What's some other Bethesda stuff that it's about time for? I was trying to think of.
When does the Morrowind Online expansion come out? Does that come out before?
It's already out, isn't it?
No, it's not out yet. I think that's next week.
Oh, okay. So, yeah, they won't talk about it. Yeah, they probably won't talk much about it.
By the way, it's out now.
Yeah, other than it's available. Yeah, that's probably about all they'll do is it's available. Yeah, I can't think of anything else. They'll probably show off more of Elder Scrolls on the Switch.
Yeah, they probably will. I was like, it's not time for another full-on Elder Scrolls game yet, because they just did Fallout. So, yeah, I'm sure it'll be some of the stuff they publish rather than Bethesda Studios.
Yeah.
Whatever they're doing. Maybe they'll have some sort of a surprise new thing. Who knows? I don't know. That would be nice.
Yeah, it would be nice. I don't know. That's all I can think of. It'll be interesting.
I could see them, although that doesn't seem to be their style with how they've done their show so far, but tease Doom. That they're doing another one and just have a logo and that's it. But
isn't there a rumored WB Batman game coming, sequel to Origins or something?
I don't know.
Have you heard that?
I haven't heard of
that.
Yeah, I heard something about that a little while ago. I could see that totally popping up.
Yeah.
At E3.
Sure.
I'll take it. I'll take it. I'll take another Batman game.
Why not?
Everybody knows I like Batman, so
It could be good.
Yeah,
Batman game where you only play as the Batmobile. You're never Batman.
Well, they kind of
You're
already
just a
did.
faithful companion, the car.
They kind of already did that.
Yeah, but you actually see Batman. See, this time you don't. It's just you're just the car.
You're just the car. Yeah. Kind of like Kit and Knight Rider. You know, you're kind of like you're just the car, and that's it. Just a
I would
red
love
light
to see an Arkham style game, but done as '60s Batman, just because I'm curious of what that would look like.
That would really be cool.
But think of the combat system with Biffs and Pow balloons popping up.
I mean, you already got the costumes in there. You can just pretend the rest.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, but I mean, it wouldn't be chunky like it looks like. It's kind of like trying to force that onto the Arkham art style.
It's got to be that '60s art style with all the pastels and it's got to be in that art style. Oh, I would so buy that. Even if it was DLC, I would buy that. I mean, it's
well, yeah, think of what they've done with like the Blood Dragon and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Do a Batman version of that.
Yeah.
Whereas this weird alternate thing, that's a short little expansion. That would be cool.
That's the thing. You think we'll see a new Dragon Age from EA? Is it time for a new Dragon Age?
Dragon Age? Nope.
You don't think so?
Nope.
I'm trying to think of what EA would have new.
They literally just put out Mass Effect.
Yeah.
And so that's probably too close to see anything from them yet. And they're also supposedly working on some new IP is what they've been teasing for a while, but I doubt we'll see what that is either.
Yeah. I don't know. We'll see. Be interesting because I mean, really, right now you think about it, it's like, well, there's not really anything too exciting. And this week usually this week is all when all the juicy leaks come out. So I'd say by the end of the week, we'll
I hope there are no leaks.
Yeah, I hope not either.
Be surprised for once.
Yeah, I mean, the last couple of years we've had leaks, but then there has still been at least a couple things that sort of take us by surprise. So maybe it'll be the same this time.
Yeah, we'll see. I don't
know.
I don't know if we're going to do anything. I don't know if we're going to be able to do anything, reaction after any of the stuff this year like we did last year. It's all going to depend.
I have tickets to the movie theater again this year for Sony's E3.
Is it really cool watching that in the movie theater? Because I watch it at home and I'm just like,
It's pretty cool. I mean, you get a bunch of freebies.
Well,
do they actually have a decent stream for that?
Yeah, last year anyway, it was pretty cool.
It's cool.
I mean, it was annoying having like little kids like talk about it, but it was fine. It's cool. It's cool seeing it up on the big screen, movie trailers for games, basically.
Yeah, nobody around here does that stuff. So, did you see where Sony was giving away free E3 passes yesterday on Twitter? All you had to do was sign into the PlayStation Live thing, and you got a code, and you got a free 2-day pass or 3-day pass, however long E3 is. So all you had to do was just log in and just claim.
Well, that's new this year, right? Or was that last year? It was new that they let the public in.
No, it's new this year.
Just this year, yeah.
So I don't know how many.
And I think it's only for certain days, isn't it? Or is it the whole time?
It's the whole time. You just don't get access to like the press conferences and stuff like that.
Yeah.
There's still certain parts of the floor that you won't be able to go to that's press only, but it was up for almost 45 minutes before all the codes were claimed. So I don't know how many tickets they gave away.
Dude,
all you had to do was just pay for airfare and a hotel, and you claimed your pass.
Yeah. That's got to be a lot then if it took that long, because if they had just a limited number, you'd think E3 tickets would be something that would go super fast.
Yeah, it was really weird. It was like I saw it and I went, nah, I don't have. I can't just in a whim go.
I can't get that time off work right now.
Well, right
Even
now,
if I could, I don't care. I'd rather sit in the comfort of my own home and pick and choose the streams rather than just like standing for a couple hours to maybe do a thing.
That's true. I'd still like to go one time just to take it all in, just to say, but it's like,
then you avoid the con diseases if you stay at home, right?
Yeah, well, that's true. But I have a pretty good immune system, and I constantly carry Purell around with me at all times. So at this point, it probably comes out of my pores. I use it so much.
You're gonna have to snort it.
Well, I waller around in sheet stores floors all day. I mean, this is what I do for a living. So if I don't get sick off of some of that stuff, it's been underneath gondolas for 10 years. It's like, I mean, I get up out of the floor and my blue jeans are black. I am not kidding.
Gross.
I will take a picture of it.
Ugh.
They're sticky and black, and I'll take a picture and send it to you next week. It will.
Do you wear
gross you out.
gloves?
Nope. I just
Ugh.
wash my hands all the time.
He doesn't wear gloves. He forms gloves from the blackness off the floor. See?
Yes, I do. It is disgusting. It is absolutely disgusting. But yeah, so one thing I do want to remind everybody: we are having another contest this month. It is for Sniper Ghost Warrior 3 on Steam. Go to the site or follow us on Twitter. It is pinned on our Twitter account for the Gleam thing to enter. In the show notes will be a link as well. That is for the full game on Steam, and it includes the season pass as well. And that came from our good friend Robert. So
You're welcome.
One of the things is to enter is if you follow Robert on Twitter. So go through there, and that'll get you 2 more entries into the contest every time. So
At BobbyB_87
Yeah.
if you don't listen to the end of the podcast.
no, don't do that. You want to go through the Gleam and get it so you get those points. You got to get those points in. You don't want to just blindly follow somebody on Twitter. You got to get your points in for that.
Yeah, that's just crazy.
Yeah, that's so. It's still got. Here, let me click on the link. I think it's still got like 30 days. I just put it up the other day. Let's see. So
Well, there's time.
Oh yeah, there's plenty of time. Right now, it's once it loads, and I'm going to try to do this every month. Hopefully, I have enough games to do it. Right now, there's 25 days left, and there's only 170 entries in there. So, the last one we did, we
Pretty
gave
good
away.
odds.
Yeah, right now it's pretty good odds. The last one we gave away, the Digimon game. I think we had over 2,000 entries in that one in 30 days. So,
Oh, wow.
yeah, it was pretty good, and but still, this one still, you still got 25 days left, so you still got plenty of time to enter. And as it gets closer, it always starts to fill up quick. But
Yeah.
yeah,
If we're doing one a month, we've got plenty of codes for that. I'm sure.
Oh,
we can give them
yeah.
up.
Yeah, I've got tons of Steam game codes and everything, and I know Eric has several Steam
Yeah.
game codes.
If we're talking that, I can go through my unused Humble Bundle codes and probably dig up a ton of stuff.
And that's what I've been doing. I've been going through retroactively and taking like 4 or 5 Steam codes and putting them all in a group and setting them to the side and go, these are tiny little games, but you have a chance to win like 4 or 5 of them. So
Yeah.
but I kind of like having something to give away every month like this. It's kind of cool. It brings in new people, and a lot of people, they stick around. So yeah. So one of the things is follow us on Twitch. But yeah, so that's all I got. Anybody got anything else? Did I miss anything?
Go see Wonder Woman. It's awesome.
Yes,
Yes.
Wonder Woman is very awesome. We saw it this
Very,
afternoon.
very good.
I
Isn't it
enjoyed
awesome
a
to
lot.
have a good DC movie again?
Yeah,
Bite your tongue.
That's not like a big mess of trying to cram 6 movies into one.
yeah. I really liked it a lot. And it'll be interesting to see how Justice League. Which did you guys have a trailer for Justice League before Wonder
Yeah,
Woman?
we did.
Yeah.
We did not. We had no mention of Justice.
It was
League
very
at all.
similar to what I've seen before, so I don't know if
It was not a new
one.
trailer.
Yeah.
It was like trailer 2.
I'm anxious to see how that goes with Zack Snyder stepping down. I know a lot of that stuff
From what
is.
I understand, he's
Well,
done. It's just post-processing
Yeah,
and
it's
then
all
reshoots.
post-processing. and
Well, it's
reshoots
I
and
feel
stuff.
like the normal reshoots you have on a big thing like this that Joss Whedon's going to direct them, but he was already writing them already anyway, which is
Yeah.
probably part of why he's stepping in on it. But
Yeah.
it's not going to make it any different. It's still
the
going to feel like a
vision's
Zack
already
Snyder
there.
movie.
Yeah.
Well, and that's also just the kind of guy that Joss Whedon is like stuff that he's directed on TV that's not his own shows. He doesn't try and make it his style. He blends in, to whatever was already kind of established. So it'll still feel like, that style of a movie.
Yeah.
Especially with all the action stuff that you see that's already done for the most part that has been worked on for forever because of all the time it takes to do all the special effects for it.
Yeah.
It's going to be, what you expect, I assume. I don't think it'll be as good as Wonder Woman, but I bet it will be better than Batman v Superman.
Yeah.
At least I hope so.
I sure hope it's awesome.
Just
Speaking
do a
of,
straightforward story, guys. It's not that hard. Just don't try to do too many things at once.
Yeah, exactly. And that's
After watching Wonder Woman, am I the only one who thinks that Chris Pine should have been Green Lantern?
That
Would've been
could have
awesome.
been cool.
yeah,
He
that
would've
could
been
have
awesome.
worked.
Yeah.
that would have worked. I could have seen that. And then that was the one thing that...
That's a weird thing, too, because if you notice, like, the DC logo at the beginning of the movie where they have all the different characters pop on, they have a Green Lantern.
Yeah.
But we don't have, like, a Green Lantern on screen yet, other than the really crappy one from...
There's Green Lantern Corps is coming, is the movie.
But yeah, we don't know, but we don't have, who that is going to be.
Right, yeah, they don't know anything about it yet.
Yeah.
He was the one I was worried most about how he was going to do in the movie. And I was pleasantly surprised because I'm not a huge Chris Pine fan. I mean, he's okay.
I like him a lot, especially because I liked him as Kirk in the Star Trek movies.
Yeah, I did too.
And then there was I forget the movie that he was in that was like about some train or something. That was some weird movie. It was right after the first Star Trek movie. I'm going to have to look it up because my brain is... But it was kind of a similar type of bravado character in that one. But the Western movie he was in last year, he plays a completely different kind of character that's more, reserved and stuff. And then now Wonder Woman having sort of another different type of character. He can play all these different things. He just hasn't really shown us that yet. So
yeah, I enjoyed it. I liked it a lot. It's maybe, and it's like I told you on Twitter, it's probably one of my favorite, maybe my favorite superhero movie. Good. To me, it just hit all the right... As someone who read the comics when he was 7 years old, and I remember watching the TV show when I was a kid and thinking, this is, even at 7, thinking this is so dumb. It's like to see this one is the most DC feeling movie, even to me, even more than Batman, The Dark Knight.
Yeah.
And I mean, The Dark Knight was really good, and I like Batman Begins and The Dark Knight and The Dark Knight. I love those movies, and but to me, they never felt like part of DC.
It wasn't the comic.
No, it was a movie. It was a movie about Batman.
Wonder Woman feels the same way that a lot of the Marvel movies feel, as how they've adapted the character for the screen, and it still feels like the comics, and they're taking all of the aspects of that comic and then putting it up on the screen.
Yeah.
And it definitely felt like that.
Yeah.
It feels like this is the, best Wonder Woman, story that we could put on the screen for a big cinematic thing. But we're not trying to do too much. It's just this is where she comes from. This is what she's up against. This is her trying to figure out, oh wait, this is what the world is actually like now that I'm not in my little bubble anymore. It's really...
Yeah, and I think that's what I really liked about Captain America: The First Avenger. That it was kind of the same way.
Yeah.
It was...
They have similar tones from just being a time period.
Yeah,
kind of
and I'm a sucker for that. I am a sucker for that. Let me tell you, Spinner, I read a thing that if Josh Whedon had to direct it, if we'd got his Wonder Woman made, there was going to be an invisible jet in there, and I just said...
I mean, you got to save something for Wonder Woman too, right? Plus,
they said that it's not been rolled out.
Oh, yeah.
Fun, you're not going to have an invisible plane. Yeah,
right.
I mean, come on.
Well, I like
it really fits in this universe.
I like how they did the island. I like how they, was kind of. It was. I mean, it was really good, and I
really
liked it a lot.
The secretary character.
Yeah, she was hilarious. I wanted to see more of her.
Every line of hers was great, and I want to see an extended version of the shopping scene because it's just goofy, awkward comedy that was pretty funny.
Yeah.
I liked it.
They should have a side story for her.
Oh yeah. But. Yeah, I liked it a lot. I liked it a whole lot. And, of course, the wife liked it because she likes Wonder Woman anyway. So,
you can tell this was made by somebody who cares about the character and who actually knows how to tell, like, what story they wanted to tell and stayed focused on it. Rather than, I want to tell all these things, I got to put them all on here and be ADHD and, like,
But did you notice who one of the story writers was on it? It was Zack Snyder.
Well, I mean, he gets credit just because he was sort of the overall.
But I mean, it was
because DC for a bit.
Well, yeah, but I watched because I wanted to see how much of a finger he was. At first, it was like, oh, okay, he's the executive producer. I figured that one. It was like, and then it was like story written by Zack Snyder and 2 other people.
That means he had a little bit of input on the overall story, but not the details of the script. I would guess. Because you do sort of a overall
the beginning
outline version, and it's like, okay, we're gonna start here, then we're gonna do this, and then we're gonna go here, and that's gonna be the thing. It's kind of the outline version, and then somebody else has to go and actually do all the details, maybe. But
I would be anxious to know how much how much of his fingers were in there. I mean, it had the tone, but it wasn't that super dark tone, which they said that the rest of the movies from here on out will not be as dark as Batman.
Well, I mean, this one it's funny. It's an interesting mix because it still has a lot of that sort of dark look to it, but because of having the comedic and lighter moments and the more heartfelt kind of moments, it has a good balance to where okay, I care about these people, so when it gets to the darker stuff, it like actually hits and you care about it.
Yeah.
I thought it was really good.
I did too. I thought it was
definitely worth seeing for sure.
Yeah. We didn't.
Plus, there's some really cool action stuff in there.
Yeah, that was the only complaint that Nikki had about it is she kind of got tired of the slow-mo fighting camera after about the 10th or 12th time. It didn't bother me.
Less than Zack Snyder does it.
Well, yeah, I mean that's true. It didn't bother me that much, but she kind of got a lot of long-toothed for her, but. As far as that, but other than that, she liked every second of it too. So, but yeah, I mean, it was a good movie. I'd like to go see it again. Of course, I still want to see Guardians again, but I haven't went and saw it a second time yet. I probably won't now that Spider-Man's going to come out next. It's probably like, I'll just wait, catch them on video.
I'm trying to decide if I want to see The Mummy or not. Not because I think it'll be good, but because it'll be dumb and I want to go see it.
I'll see it when it comes out on video. It's like the Orient Express. I want to watch the Orient Express, but I don't think I want to go to the movie theater and watch it.
Have you seen the trailer music recuts for that? Where there's one that was like a dozen different times for the end, and they had picked a different, just weird song to put at the end.
Oh, really? No.
And so they put it as like they have one that was Slim Shady, a ton of different, just weird things that do not fit for the tone of this. And it's just like. Because of the music, it's Imagine Dragons is in the regular trailer, I think is what it is. So some people thought that was funny and decided, let's try our own music and see how weird we can make it.
I don't know. Every time I see the trailer and at the end of it where he goes, I am the world's greatest detective and I have the world's greatest mustache.
Well, I think of the old ones that were on PBS as a kid where they had all the Agatha Christie, Hercule Poirot stuff, and he has a much thinner, just as cool mustache, but this is the big bushy, crazy mustache that's going to take over the world.
I could never grow anything like that. I'd love to, but get it and just curl that sucker up. Oh my gosh! But
this is when mustaches were men, or something like that.
He was more man than mustache, or mustache than man. It was.
It has a really good cast on that movie. So
they have some really good cast, and some people are starting to look a little old, I might say. Michelle
get older.
Well, I know, but it's like I hadn't seen Michelle Pfeiffer in a long time. I'm like, ooh, she's starting to show her age, but
I mean, she hasn't really been anything.
I know,
a long time.
That's what I'm saying. I haven't seen her in so long that it was like, wow, it kind of took me back there for a second and went, wait a minute, that was Catwoman.
Oh gosh, man! Since then, it's definitely been a long time since she was Catwoman.
Oh yeah. All right, I'm gonna stop the recording right there because that's almost 2.5 or an hour and a half, so that's good. So let me save it before I forget.
Saving is good.
Yeah, I really liked Wonder Woman a lot, but yeah, it was worth going to the horrible plastic surgery. That's what I'm afraid of. That's a lot of people. A lot of people here is getting older. I'm like, yeah, that person had plastic surgery because wolf.
Yeah, there's a few people like that. Have you ever seen Scream 4?
No.
Scream 4, Courtney Cox looks so weird in that movie compared to what she looked like from Scream 3. Of course, it was like 15 years later in between those movies, maybe? I don't remember
what was I saw.
She looks so weird in that movie from all the crazy plastic surgery she'd had in between 3 and 4.
Spending that friends' money on plastic.
I guess. But yeah, Scream 4 is actually really good, which makes me sad they haven't gone on to do sort of a Scream 5 because I like that franchise.
I haven't watched it. I watched I think the first 2 and that was about it. I don't remember watching any of that.
Well, the thing about Scream 4 that's cool is it's the first one where they now have smartphones and stuff, and they did a really good job of
they brought it into
how that works.
Current times, yeah.
Yeah. The Scream TV show is actually kind of decent, although I've only seen season 1. But
they have a TV show? I didn't even know there was a
it's on MTV.
show for it. Oh, see.
It's kind of like a reimagining. It's not tied to the actual movies, but it's kind of taking the same concept.
I haven't watched...
putting a new spin on it.
I haven't watched MTV since like 1990.
Yeah.
You mean when it was still actually music television?
Yeah, when they still played music on there and had the Real World or whatever. Yeah, it's Spring Break. Oh my gosh. Oh, Lord. All right. Well, thank you guys for joining us in the chat. We really appreciate it. We hope you guys... We're glad you all got to be here, even though we were kind of early this week. Usually we're Sundays, but where I'm going out of town, it had to be Saturday. So, and since Eric
I like it earlier. I'm not quite as dead.
Yeah, I like it earlier too, but with Eric being West Coast, it's kind of
#blame Eric.
Yeah, Eric's the one that's Eric's the one that kind of dictates what time.
Blow him up on the Twitters.
Yeah, he's camping somewhere,
Why you
so
gotta
you'll
be
never.
The West Coast, come on.
You'll never get him. He's out in the country somewhere. Do they have country in Washington? They have country in Washington, don't they?
Yeah, it's called yard sale.
Oh, okay. So that's what he was doing. He's camping out for yard sales. Okay. All right. Thanks, guys. We'll see you.